money? Love New York sports? Know everything about your team? Time to prove it.
Let's go inside and see if we can find some people who know their stuff.
Dan Scheckner.
I'll leave the host into me, man.
And Amber Wilson.
You see what I have right here?
Hit the town with 3 sports trivia questions. Get them right, win some cash.
Won $70, my man.
Get them wrong.
I got to take that money back.
That's all right.
You got to go back to work, my friend.
See how your fellow sports fans fare. On Beer Money, Sunday at 7, only on SNY.
Today in Pittsburgh, hot shooting Justin Robinson and Ryder come to town. Their challenge, Ashton Gibbs and a third-ranked Panther team. Riders against Pitt next. Welcome to Big East Network Basketball from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is presented this afternoon by PNC. Delighted to have all of you along. A little chilly outside, a little snow on the ground, but we're inside the Peterson Event Center as Ryder comes to town to take on number 3 Pittsburgh. I'm John Sanders with Anthony Buford. Team ranked number 3. They haven't lost a game. Ho-hum, they look pretty good.
They do. Looks like the same Pitt basketball team. Lots of rebounding and defense. They bring it every night, but now they've got 11 deep that they can go to, which is a big change.
And they've also got a terrific scorer so far this season. Let's talk about Ashton Gibbs a little bit.
Well, Ashton Gibbs, he has done a nice job of being more efficient this year as he has raised his shooting percentages. 8 points from two-point land, so he's now shooting 49% from two-point land and 46% from behind the arc as you see him knock him down against Duquesne.
Well, they're facing a team that shot 61% in a big win over Manhattan and a guy that shoots over 50% from three-point range. We're talking about Justin Robinson. Keep an eye on him. We've got Big East basketball coming up from Pittsburgh after this on the Big East Network. Today's Big East Network game is being brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all. And by the 4th annual DirecTV SEC Big East Invitational, December 8th and 11th in both Louisville and Pittsburgh. Welcome all of you to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research here on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. Starting lineups have been introduced. We've got a good one going. The Ryder Broncos come in with a record of 5-3. They're coached by Tommy Dempsey is their head man. This is Tommy's 5th year at the helm. And he's done a pretty good job so far.
Certainly has. It's a very competitive team that really shoots the basketball.
And, of course, Jamie Dixon now in his 8th year, closing in on 200 victories already, taking his team to 7 consecutive NCAAs, and maybe the motivating factor for a new team in the Big East. We'll talk more about that as we go along. Here are the starters. Gadsden, Robinson, Ringgold, Penn, and Stewart. The starting 5 for Ryder. They've already played 2 conference games, have the Bronx. Panthers are 8-0. Gibbs, Wanamaker, Brown, Zana, and McGee, their starting 5. Michael Stevens, Bill McCarthy, and Tim Clockerty are the referees, and we're just about set for basketball here at the Peterson Event Center. Hard to believe, Anthony. They've been in this field almost a decade now, and they just don't lose here.
They certainly don't lose here, and they really don't lose to non-conference opponents. 80-1.
Only one non-conference team has ever won here, and that was Bucknell a couple years back. They went on to the NCAAs. This is Robinson out of England, and you look at their roster. All the guys are either from England or Philadelphia. That's not true exactly, but it seems that way.
It's pretty close, though.
Ringgold down inside, turns, scoops, and scores.
Ringgold doing a nice job in the post that time. You know, undersized, but still knows how to finish.
And some pressure early on from the Bronx. Out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, we mentioned their record 1-1. They have a victory over Manhattan and lost to Siena. Panthers have not lost, coming off the city game, played at Console Arena where they beat Duquesne. 8-0 start for them. Shot clock at 5. Wanamaker going to have to shoot a 3 and does. Comes up short. Back the other way comes Robinson.
It's great possession right there for Ryder defensively. Force a challenged 3.
Ringgold gets inside, kicks it to the corner. Now they bring it back outside. Passing was Penn on the 3. Robinson, this is his specialty, 3-point shooting, and Brown has the rebound for Pitt.
They're doing a nice job of challenging that 3. They don't want to give Robinson any open looks.
Wanamaker. Gibbs all alone down the lane. Goes underneath, hands it off to McGee, and he'll go to the foul line.
Gibbs doing a nice job of cutting to the basket. Gets a wide open lane. You see come down the lane and goes with the drop off. McGee gets the foul.
McGee coming off a very good game against Duquesne the other night. He had a dozen points, career high. Also had a career high at 13 rebounds.
Almost had a triple-double. Had 7 blocks in that game also.
But he knows his specialty is more defense than scoring, right?
Yeah, rebound the basketball and man up the post.
A 6'11" senior from Anderson, Indiana, and he misses both. Zana with an offensive rebound, tried to step through some traffic, and he's fouled.
Well, that's the one thing that Pitt does is really rebound the basketball. 17 is the rebound margin. They get in there and they climb over and they get that basketball. Very aggressive team on the boards.
Keep in mind, Zana is a redshirt freshman from Nigeria. Moved into the starting role because of an early season injury to Nasir Robinson, and he won't let that spot go. Gibbs misses. Zana's there for the rebound.
That's the one area where Riders got to be careful. They cannot give Pitt too many opportunities to score. Got to rebound the basketball on the defensive end.
Gibbs to dump down, and it goes through McGee's hands out of bounds and back to Ryder.
That was a great look there by Gibbs. McGee just didn't feel the defense behind him because there wasn't any, and he backed away from that basketball.
2-0 start for Ryder. Robinson lost it momentarily, got it back, and that's a 3 by Gadsden. Novar Gadsden hits the 3-pointer. He averages over 11 a game, and he now has a dozen 3-pointers. I mentioned this team shot 61% against Manhattan, and it's tough to beat that kind of shooting.
Gadsden's a 41% 3-point shooter, so he will launch it from deep. This team really puts it up, but they make them, and that's the one thing you got to do is got to guard 23 feet and out.
Gibbs, no place to go. Wanamaker, pump fake, pulls back for a jumper, too strong. Weak side rebound, pulled down by Penn. Penn, coming off a career game, had 26 against Manhattan. This is Robinson. That 3 is short. McGee snatches the board for the Panthers, puts it in the hands of Gibbs. 3 minutes gone. Ryder's done all the scoring, a 5-0 start.
Ryder's going to play to their strength, which is shooting the basketball.
Brown rattles home a 2. His first basket, and if they can get Gilbert Brown going early, that helps.
Extremely athletic forward for Pitt, and when he gets going, he can provide a great deal of excitement.
Backdoor pass. Now Ringgold works his way inside and travels. He'll turn it over. The Panthers go to their bench for the first time. Taylor checks in along with Nasir Robinson. Robinson was a starter most of last year and then ran into some injury problems in preseason.
Ringgold is the only guy who really looks to score in the paint. Just about everybody else looks to spot up behind that 3-point line and knock it down.
5-2. Ryder on top. Brown off the Robinson screen. Brown straight away for 3, bending off, tip toward the corner. We've got a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against Pitt. And the foul is going to go on Nasir Robinson. It'll be his first team foul on the Panthers. Almost 4 minutes gone, and this is the kind of start I think Ryder wanted, right?
No question about it. And that possession right there, doing a nice job of blocking out. That's got to be their focus because Pitt leads the nation in rebound.
And right now the Bronx working the perimeter. They dump it down. Ringgold spins up and under and got it. Boy, he's got some nice moves inside. 1,000-point career score.
Oh, that was a beautiful move right there. Went with the up and under and then used the basket to negate the shot block.
And Justin Robinson, by the way, another 1,000-point scorer in his career and making his 100th start. So he's seen some basketball playing time out of London, England.
But you see, John, looks like Pitt, what they're trying to do is, Ryder, they're trying to force Pitt to shoot jump shots and close the lane off.
Robinson got inside but could not finish. Tapped back to Wanamaker. Thought about a three. Instead, they kick it to the side. And with the second basket for the Panthers, it's Gilbert Brown.
We just can't give Pitt too many opportunities to score the basketball. Once you get that initial stop, you got to rebound the ball.
Almost a reach-around foul called that time. Ball tapped out of bounds. It'll take us to a timeout. Our first of the afternoon, 7-4. Ryder leads.
Cancer is a dreaded disease. I tell people all the time. It affects everyone. I don't care if you're rich, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're Christian, you're Jewish. It doesn't matter. It'll bring you to your knees. And the only way we will ever beat that disease is by getting dollars in the hands of the right people. And that is what Jim Valvano is about.
Well, help us beat cancer. The V Foundation sends 100% of its proceeds and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. www.jimmyv.org or 1-800-4-JIMMY-V for your donation. Down to a 1-point lead thanks to the play of Brown. From the corner, the three no good, and the rebound pulled down by Taylor.
That time Gatson pulled the trigger on the three without really any passing or any movement on the offensive end.
Brown again. He has done the scoring so far for Pitt. Feet underneath and a foul called on Ryder. That time Nasir Robinson got open. And we'll take another look as Miles, the freshman, picks up his first.
That time you saw Wanamaker doing a nice job of, instead of pounding the basketball, looking for his teammates on the pass, and found Robinson was cutting to the hoop. And that's really what Pitt's going to try and do to solve this defense is penetrate with the pass.
The Panthers so far 0 of 3 from the line. It's been Brown off to the flying start.
And Brown looks like he's got all the points in this game right now for Pitt.
Panthers trying to tie it with Robinson at the line. And they will. 7-7.
There's an Achilles heel to the Pitt team. It's the free throw shooting. Could become a problem as they face much better competition and get into a close game.
They're averaging about 66.5% from the line, and there's a bump and a foul on Woodall, who's checked into the line. Travon Woodall, a sophomore. Well, Tavon picks up his first foul. We're locked at 7 so far with 13:58 to play in the half, and if you're a Ryder faithful, this is exactly what you want.
Well, they believe they've got a quickness advantage, and they're going to attack Pitt every opportunity they get.
Stewart has it deflected, but right into the hands of Robinson. Guarded by Woodall. The Bronx work the perimeter. You know, they've got the Oakland Zoo here, and you can hear them behind us, but in New Jersey, they have the Bronx Zoo for their team. Robinson will shoot. Long range three, too strong. The rebound to Nasir Robinson. Gets it to Woodall. Here comes Pittsburgh. Looking for its first lead. And they're going to get it on a beautiful feed and a nice drive.
Yeah, nice pick and roll right there. Robinson slips to the basket, and a good find by Woodall.
Well, the Panthers were down 5-0 to start. They have now taken the lead at 9-7. Drive stripped away, and it goes right into the hands of J.J. Moore. Wanamaker at the other end. One thing the Panthers set out to do this year, Anthony, was play a little more up-tempo, and you saw a good example of it there.
Yeah, they will look to run at every opportunity, and Wanamaker so strong with the basketball. You see the good defense, and the pass comes out to Wanamaker, and look at the strength as he goes to the goal.
Well, Jonathan Thompson tried to cut him off there, number 12, but he could not do it. It's a 9-0 run for Pittsburgh, and they are out to a 4-0 lead. That's my 4-point lead. 11-7 is our score. Just a little over 7 minutes gone in the opening half this afternoon. Glad to have you with us. And for those of you from this area watching the game tonight, we'll keep you posted on the Pitt Panther football, West Virginia football games, and of course the big UConn game is later tonight. All of that coming up at halftime. Right now it's 11-7. Panthers on top.
We got that BCS berth at stake. Got some outstanding games going on right now, and one later in the evening.
Panthers overall 137-11 here. Only Georgetown and Louisville have won 2 games as the opponent in this building. Nobody else has won that many games.
It's always been a difficult place to come and play, especially with the zoo behind us carrying on the way they are.
Ringgold got inside, had it deflected, and it was just simply tapped home by Gadsden. Look what I found, huh?
Yeah, stick that left paw up there and just guide her in the basket.
11-9 Pittsburgh lead. There's Wanamaker from outside. That is his second basket.
That was great ball movement, player movement for Pitt. Wanamaker, the beneficiary of good, crisp offense right there.
Well, we mentioned most of the offense does go through Brad Wanamaker. And there's a nice steal by Robinson. Steps up. Trayvon Woodall brings it up for Pittsburgh, leading by 4 and looking for more. That's knocked away, but right into the hands of Taylor. He misses the point-blank shot, and it goes out of bounds. So the Panthers will have it. Penn will check back into the lineup for Ryder. Right now it's Pittsburgh by 4, 13-9. We talked a little bit about the game that McGee had against Duquesne the other night. We'll show you some of that when we come back. Pitt Panther team that's undefeated, and he was outstanding against Duquesne in the city game the other night.
He certainly was. Just dominated the glass on the offensive end. Got a lot of his points from putbacks, and that's what he does best right there, is man the middle, challenges everything near the goal, makes it difficult for opponents to score. And when he's able to provide some scoring, he's usually the 5th option. Whenever he can provide scoring, he makes his team a really, really difficult team.
He's on the bench right now as we come back with 11:40 to play in the half, keying the inbounds play at J.J. Moore. And you talk about the fact they can go very, very deep with this team.
Yeah, 11 deep. Jamie Dixon has always had a strong 7 or 8. This year he's got a strong 11. See, the Bronx have switched over into, looks like a little bit of a matchup zone.
And Gibbs did not get the bounce on his 3-point attempt. He has kind of a flat shot, doesn't he? Doesn't put a lot of arch on the ball.
And I think that's when he struggles to shoot the basketball when it's flat. He typically will shoot it with a little bit of arc, but it can get flat on him.
Ringgold working his way inside. Nice spin move, hesitates and scores. He's looked good under the basket. 6 points.
Well, you know, he does a great job of utilizing the shot fake, and he has great patience in the paint, which is why he was able to score there, as Dante Taylor had nothing. He couldn't really defend him because he was too impatient.
Woodall on a drive, bending off, tipped up and in. And it looked to me like Taylor might have gotten a piece of that to knock it home.
When there's confusion like that, all guys are sticking their hand up because they want credit.
Exactly. I'm not sure who they gave it to. We'll find out. It was Taylor. Okay. It looked like Taylor to me, but spin move, jump hook, comes up short. Rebound to Robinson.
That time Taylor doing a nice job of using his size, not going for the shot fake, forcing Ringgold to shoot the ball over the top.
Woodall sets up Robinson. Beautifully done. Pittsburgh has its biggest lead of the half.
Pitt doing a great job. Ball movement, player movement, running the offense very crisply right now.
Well, Robinson wanted to shoot that, and that's going to be a first step travel. Brandon Penn got in just a bit of a hurry, and Pitt basketball fans catch the Panthers as they compete in the doubleheader featuring Auburn, Rutgers, Tennessee in the DirecTV SEC Big East Invitational, December 11th at the Consol Energy Center here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For tickets and more information, there's the place to look, SECBigEastInvitational.com. .9:40 to play in the half. Panthers by 6. They've trailed by as many as 5. Good interior passing puts it in the hands of Gary McGee.
Well, Pitt's zone offense right now working to perfection. You see good ball movement, but then they get the penetration and great passing by the bigs.
And there's a good pass underneath. Nice finish by Ringgold, who has 8. Got the great feed that time. 19-13 Pittsburgh. 9 minutes remaining in the opening half here at the Peterson Event Center. Basically a 3-guard offense right now with Wanamaker, Gibbs, and the man with the ball, Woodall, who goes to the glass and banks it home.
And you see that play right there was created by Gibbs' ability to shoot the basketball. Even though they're in the zone, a man didn't want to help off of him and created the opening for Woodall.
Ringgold working inside. And we're going to go the other way. Ringgold got a little too aggressive with his move to the basket. Picks up his first foul.
As you take a look at the ball movement right here, as Woodall penetrates, you'll see Gibbs float, and Thompson doesn't want to leave him, and he creates that open lane for Woodall, who kisses one right off the glass.
Well, it was pretty obvious that Jonathan Thompson got caught in no man's land that time.
Exactly.
Wasn't much he could do. Panthers by 8, 21-13. Still 8:15 to play first half. Wanamaker penetrates, kicks it back. Woodall for 3, too strong. Battle for the rebound, and it's brought down by Gadsden. From behind, though, Wanamaker recovers and gets the turnover.
And Gadsden's looking at his teammates because no one alerted him that Wanamaker was right behind him.
Gibbs for 3. That's his first. Ashton Gibbs, a 46% three-point shooter, stretches the lead to 11. Boy, you give him an opening, he doesn't mess around, does he?
No, he doesn't miss. Doesn't miss at all, which is why they were really tagging him. As you see Wanamaker coming from behind, flips it up. You see a lot of guys will knock that ball out of bounds, but Wanamaker doing a great job of controlling it. And then he gets the assist as they leave your man Gibbs wide open.
Well, already in this first half, we've seen some terrific ball movement by the Panthers. In, out, reverse, and they've done it all.
They really have been very crisp. They started off a little sluggish, but after about a couple of minutes into this ball game, the passing has been very crisp.
Now the Panthers, to evidence what we're talking about, 11 baskets, 9 assists. Yeah, doesn't get much better than that.
It certainly doesn't. And as a team, they average just a little over 19 assists per game. So they share the ball better than most clubs in the country.
The Ryder Broncs working outside right now. Zahn is back on the court for Pittsburgh. Down the lane and a blocking foul. And the question is, will they count the basket? And I think they will. The basket does count. And it'll be number 2 on Trayvon Woodall. 24-15. The Panthers in front at home. The Panthers have a 24-15 lead. 7:30 to play in the half, and it's been Gilbert Brown doing much of the early scoring.
He has struggled early this year from the field, but in this game you can see he's knocked down a couple of jump shots, and then he gets one right at the goal. The nice feed from Wanamaker, so that's a good way to get yourself off the schneid.
At the line, it'll be Novar Gadsden, who got that last basket. The foul was on Woodall, his second. Gadsden, though, only a 55% shooter from the line, and you can see why.
I don't understand that. He can make threes, shoots a pretty good percentage from three-point land, but you get him at 15 feet and he struggles.
Well, coming in, he was 11 of 27 shooting threes, which is not bad. Certainly better than 30%, and he shoots 55% from the line. Go figure, huh?
Yeah, that's just concentration right there.
Here's Brown again from the foul line, rims out. The rebound brought down, then taken out of there by Gadsden. Long lead pass. Nice save underneath as they get it back into the hands of Robinson. And they'll start their offense over again with him. Less than 7 to play in the half. Pitt's biggest lead has been 11. Ryder had a 5-0 start to the afternoon. And Gadsden wanted to shoot the three there, too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He just wasn't quite
so
ready to pull the trigger.
Now. And that's going to be short. Gary McGee brought it down.
He was probably more open the first time he got it versus the second.
McGee is fouled inside. He got sandwiched that time. Let's see who the foul is going to be on for Ryder. It's going to be on Stewart. It'll be his second.
Gibbs doing a real nice job of finding McGee. Has really been the only guy from the perimeter to look for the big fella.
6.5 to play in the opening half. Panthers by 9. That is the 15th foul on Ryder. Pitt has committed just 3. Panthers also have only turned it over one time here in the first half.
Dominating the rebounding stats and the turnover department.
McGee almost tipped it home after the miss by Gibbs. Racing back the other way. Thompson got inside, turns it over. Here's Wanamaker. That's the 7th turnover in the first half for Ryder. No hesitation there as Gibbs drains his second 3.
Got to know where Gibbs is at all times on the floor. And he has proven that he can make that shot.
Biggest lead of the half now for the Panthers.
This is the young man who's got to get going for the Bronx. Robinson's got to look for his shot on the perimeter.
That foul inside is going to be on Gibbs. Ashton will pick up his first foul. The Panthers again go back to the bench and bring in Lamar Patterson. Brown will head to the bench as Patterson is on along with McGee, Wanamaker, Gibbs, and Zana. Those are the 5 out there for Pittsburgh right now. Stewart way out in front. And there's the very active Ringgold inside. You know, it was a good idea. It just took one too many steps as he was trying to work his way around Zana.
Well, Michael Stevens, the official that called the travel right there, was blocking my view. I couldn't see if he picked up that pivot foot or not. But it was a good idea. He just maybe must have drugged the pivot foot a little bit.
He has been quite active inside with 8 early points, and all alone is McGee. This time Wanamaker finds him. Second basket for Gary McGee. Panthers stretch it out to 14 now as we count down to 5 minutes left in the opening half. Glad to have you with us on our Big East Network. I'm John Sanders with former Cincinnati great Anthony Buford.
Pitt really making it difficult for Ryder to find any open looks.
Ringgold gets free underneath and finishes again. Oh, he is active, isn't he?
Well, he's very quick, has a quickness advantage on the post, and he's very aggressive with his moves. But I like how he uses the rim to negate the shot blocking abilities of Gary McGee.
Well, early on we did see a little zone defense out of Ryder, but primarily of late it's been man-to-man. Wanamaker from the corner, too strong. There's McGee. What a pass to Zana, and a foul underneath.
A great look right there by McGee as he rebounded it and passed it all in the same motion. Take a look at the rebound, gets the rebound, and how about the look to Zana, who wasn't expecting it.
Now watch this. He gets the rebound. Zip, there it is. And they called that from behind on Robinson. I thought the foul was on Gadsden.
Zana's a good-looking post player for Pitt. They've got depth at every position. Makes this a very, very difficult team to deal with.
Much better job for him at the line. He came in not shooting the ball that well from the foul line. 4:20 left in the half. Robinson, he's cut off before he can make his move inside. That's a three. The left-handed three by Gadsden, his second of the afternoon, and he's in double figures with 10.
Well, Gadsden doing a nice job of looking for his opportunities, and as soon as he gets a look on the perimeter, he's letting it go.
And we've got a foul inside. That will go on Stewart. And it's a 1-and-1. That's the third foul on Stewart, and really the one thing they can't afford is to lose some players to fouls.
And not a deep bench over there for the Bronx. But you can't step in the path of a player who's making a cut. You can't impede the progress of a player cutting through the lane, and that's what ended up happening right there.
7 points now for Ashton Gibbs. He is 26 of 31 overall at the foul line, so he is a good shooter, whether it's threes or 15 feet.
Probably in his mind, he's probably feeling like he's struggling from the three-point line at 83%. Normally, up in the 90s.
He's been an excellent foul shooter. He gets both there, a total of 8. 8 different players have scored for the Panthers. Different story. It's been Ringgold and Gadsden, the only 2 to score for Ryder.
It's a little surprising. Robinson has done a nice job of scoring.
Well, it was a good drive. He just didn't get the finish. He'll track it down and draw the foul. Zana will pick up his first personal foul. Takes us to a timeout with 3:41 left in the half. Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center. It's 33-20. The Panthers doing a great job with 11 assists, 1 turnover. Ryder has 3 assists and 8 turnovers, and Ashton Gibbs starting to warm up a little bit thanks to some help.
Well, certainly the defense is leading to offense. You see the good crisp ball movement, and Gibbs is the beneficiary of that ball movement as he knocks down the 3. But how about Wanamaker again getting the steal, finds his backcourt running mate Gibbs, and he knocks down another. Just cannot leave him open.
A dozen points off those Ryder turnovers so far for Pittsburgh. Leading by 13. They've been up by as many as 14. An early 5-0 lead for Ryder, but the Panthers went on a 9-0 run and took care of that, and that one won't go. Here comes Wanamaker's. Panthers have a 3-on-2. There's the feed to Patterson.
Wanamaker is so tough in the open court. You got to get him under control because he will find the right teammate running the lane.
Well, he did on that fast break. 35-20. Just over 3 to play, and Robinson's going to keep on shooting and keep on missing.
He's struggling from the field right now. Cannot seem to get in a rhythm.
Wanamaker will launch a 3. That's a little short. Battle for the rebound. Let's see which way this one goes. It's going to go against Ryder. It'll be on Jonathan Thompson inside as he got tangled up with Dante Taylor. So Taylor will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, and the Panthers have a chance to add to their lead.
Well, you see Thompson down low at 6'4", trying to block out the 6'11" Taylor. It's just, the 6'9" Taylor's difficult matchup for him right there.
Third point of the afternoon for the sophomore from Greensburg, New York.
Talked a lot early in this game about Pitt's ability to rebound the basketball, and on the offensive end, that's really where they're hurting Ryder. Ryder just can't seem to come up with that defensive rebound.
And a struggle so far for Justin Robinson, who has not scored a point here in the first half.
Pitt's doing a nice job of making sure that every look on the perimeter for him is challenged.
And there's that good, quick, athletic move by Ringgold. He's got a dozen. Another one of the players from Philadelphia.
He has a real quick release down there. Once he decides to put it up on the glass, it's out of his hand and near the basket very quickly.
Robinson started to move, and I think, had a hold on that play. This one will go on Thompson. That's his second. And it's the 9th team foul. We'll put Robinson to the line. So the Panthers getting a lot of chances at the free throw line so far. Only one opportunity this afternoon for Ryder.
Well, Pitt is doing such a great job of running their offense. They're very sharp this afternoon.
Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Is tracked down by Anthony Miles. Anthony from Delaware. There's a drive, and it won't go. Followed, put back up and in by Ringgold. I am very impressed with that young man.
He's certainly been a man down low, has gotten his buckets in that paint. Pitt has no answer for him right now. His quickness, really the dominating factor for him. As you see, he's there on the offensive rebound and goes up with the quick release. Taylor can't get to it.
Well, that's one of the things they worked on in practice yesterday was that quickness and the quickness of their moves, because they feel that their big guys are quicker than the Panther big guys.
Well, they should be, because they're an undersized group. You know, 6'7" down in the paint versus 6'9", 6'11", so they should have a quickness advantage. But they've got to really utilize that basket to prevent the shot block. And Ringgold has done a great job of that here in the first half.
Ringgold was a teammate of Brad Wanamaker's in high school, as a matter of fact. 7 of 8 is Ringgold. The rest of the team is 4 of 15. So it's been his show here in the first half.
Exactly. Well, how about Ringgold and Wanamaker in Philly at Roman Catholic? That had to be a pretty strong group right there.
You would think so, wouldn't you? That one is kicked away. Minute 53 to play here in the opening half, which it's been Ringgold and Gadsden have all 24 of the points for Ryder. Nobody else has scored a single point.
Robinson, who's the leading scorer, you would expect that at some point he would get himself on track.
Panthers reset now with 18 on the shot clock. Put it in the hands of Gibbs and then Wanamaker off the Robinson screen.
They'll keep an eye on Gibbs. They want to know where he is.
Free from Wanamaker is good. 7 points for the Philly Flash. Wanamaker.
Wanamaker and Gibbs, a real tough duel in the backcourt.
Gadsden steps inside the arc, feeds it underneath, and a nice finish by Penn. Michigan Penn coming off that 26-point effort against Manhattan, but those are his first points this afternoon.
Well, Gadsden doing a nice job of using the shot fake and the patience to find his teammate.
And that is kicked again.
And you see Ryder has employed the full court pressure in an attempt to try and turn Pitt over and get some easy buckets.
But unfortunately for Ryder, it hasn't worked that well. Panthers have done a great job of taking care of the basketball here in the first half. Final 44 seconds from the Peterson Event Center.
John, I've been really impressed with Pitt's sharpness on offense.
Wanamaker gets the defender in the air and then just hands it over for the reverse and the miss that time by Dante Taylor.
Dante Taylor could have benefited for an extra dribble, pound it, and get himself a good look.
Robinson again a miss. He has really struggled. Taylor scrambling after the ball, but the Bronx come out of there, and that's a three-pointer that goes. So Penn with the three-pointer. He has 13 of those this year, shooting almost 50%.
Yeah, he shoots 48% from three.
Another nice feed inside to Dante Taylor. And at the horn, the Panthers will head to the locker room with a 42-29 lead. So Pittsburgh is up by 13. We'll begin our Big East Network halftime report. Lots to talk about at halftime. Stay with us. Back after this.
Do you want to discover why Puerto Rico does it better? Just think, in a few short hours, you could be in the oldest city in the United States, where you can experience 500 years of culture, people, rhythms, and tropical rainforests next to crystal clear beaches and the friendliest people in the Caribbean. If you want to discover even more, just think Puerto Rico. Visit seepuertorico.com and discover why Puerto Rico does it better.
greatest day of your life,
I'll be right back.
we call Tuesday. Caesars Atlantic City, routinely spectacular.
Well, here it is, just announced for 2010, the coveted J.D. Power and Associates Trophy for highest customer satisfaction among high-speed internet service providers in the Eastern region. Hey, congratulations. And this is the 2010 J.D. Power and Associates highest in residential telephone customer satisfaction in the East Region Trophy. Congratulations yourself. Thank you. Optimum Voice and Optimum Online, rated highest for customer satisfaction.
Monday, the worst thing ever invented since the universe began, since before that even. It's back to the grind and back to being miserable. But chin up, because with Monday comes Monday Night Football, the happy ending to your day. ESPN, serving football fans everywhere.
Brought to you locally by Sunrise Volkswagen. Visit us at 931 Sunrise Highway in Lynbrook or on the web at sunrisevolkswagen.com.
Like money? Love New York sports? Know everything about your team? Time to prove it.
Let's go inside and see if we can find some people who know their stuff.
Dan Scheckner.
I'll leave the host into me, man.
And Amber Wilson.
You see what I have right here?
Hit the town with 3 sports trivia questions. Get them right, win some cash.
Won $70, my man.
Get them wrong.
I got to take that money back.
That's all right.
You got to go back to work, my friend.
See how your fellow sports fans fare. On Beer Money, Sunday at 7, only on SNY.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh on this Saturday afternoon. This is our Big East Network halftime report. 20 minutes in the books between Ryder and Pitt, and this has been a huge week in the Big East. Let's start with basketball. Some great numbers, and what a start for Kemba Walker.
Oh, he certainly was scintillating over in Maui, nearly doubling his average from last year. And how about Connecticut going from unranked, jumping all the way into the top 10, and Pitt moving up to number 3 proves that the Big East is still a very strong conference.
Well, there are now 3 teams from the Big East in that top 10, 2 others in the top 25. Look at those early season tournament champions.
Yeah, and that doesn't include Cincinnati's big win over Dayton in the Global Sports Championship.
Of course, the big news earlier in the week, TCU coming to the conference in 2012, brings in that Dallas-Fort Worth TV market, adds another team, 17, to the basketball conference. But interestingly enough, the Pitt basketball coach was the guy that really got it all rolling. Let's listen to Chris Del Conte, the athletics director at TCU.
Actually, when Jamie Dixon, former Frog, head basketball coach at Pittsburgh, was here for the Baylor game, we shared a dream. What do you think about that? Hey, it'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? And that's where the ball kind of started, was that weekend when we played Baylor in football. Jamie was out here for alumni weekend, and we started having that discussion. Wouldn't that be a fun time? What do you think about that concept? And from that conversation, it was just a conversation, but it was a dream that became a reality.
And I think, Anthony, it should be a great marriage between TCU and the Big East. Speaking of outstanding things to look forward to, how about some basketball in December?
Well, those are some great teams right there matching up in some big-time games in December. Love to see big teams getting together and playing early in the year.
And this is a big day football-wise for the conference. Pitt, West Virginia, UConn all in a position maybe to nab that BCS berth. Pitt and West Virginia are playing right now. UConn will play tonight. We've got more basketball from the Peterson Event Center after this.
Attention computer shoppers with past credit problems. If you've had past credit problems and want to make a change, call now. All you need is an active checking account and you're approved for our program. Bankruptcy, liens, divorce, or job loss, it doesn't matter. You're approved. We'll get you that new computer you always wanted and report on your credit so you can start to get it back on track. Call now and with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and a free LCD TV. You heard right. Free printer, free MP3 player, and a free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gift shipped today.
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotion, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
I'm Brad Emmett, and this is my brain. The brain that always wanders in meetings. The brain that never used any of the math we learned in high school. And the brain that thought it only had months to live when it learned there was a tumor pressing up against it. But it's also the brain I put in the hands of the neurosurgeons at North Shore LIJ. 1 year later, it's the brain that can't stop thinking, I must be the luckiest man alive.
No matter what the weather's like outside, it's always like summer at Harrah's Resort Atlantic City. Relax as you and your friends enjoy cocktails at our poolside paradise. Or get your thrills playing the tables, from poker to blackjack. And then dance all night in the pool after dark, the East Coast's hottest nightclub. So ignore the forecast. Getaways are always in style at Harrah's Resort Atlantic City. Grab your friends and register now for interactive cooking classes at the Viking Cooking School.
Big East basketball on SNY. Your all-access conference pass with over 100 Big East basketball matchups, including the men's and women's game of the week. Plus, in-depth pre, half, and post-game coverage for select primetime matchups. All on SNY, the TV home of Big East basketball. Coming up, the Friars look for a win at home as they host the Runnin' Rams at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, University of Rhode Island at Providence. Coming up next on SNY.
10 players scored for Pitt in the first half, only 3 for Riders, 42-29 Panthers. Let's see what else is happening in Big East Conference basketball. Georgetown rolling over Utah State. Louisville leading South Alabama. Marquette over Longwood. Later on, West Virginia plays in Miami, Rhode Island at Providence, NC State at Syracuse, Cincinnati, Toledo, and USF Florida Atlantic. All of those games tonight. Top 25 basketball. We've already talked about Georgetown. UNC about to upset Kentucky with 6 seconds to go in that game. 36-33 Michigan State trying to bounce back. Number 1 Duke plays later, as does number 18 Purdue. Now to the football. A lot of people curious about this. Game is in the 4th quarter. Panthers seem to be on their way to a victory in the snow at Cincinnati, 28-10. But bad news for the Panthers because West Virginia is also winning. The leading Rutgers 28-7 in the 4th, and then it depends on what happens with UConn tonight. We'll be back with highlights and stats after this.
This, the public announcement. CNNMoney.com reports that in some areas of the country, buyers are scooping up homes for as little as $1,000. Foreclosures are at an all-time high. Government and private banks are liquidating these homes now. If you currently rent a house or apartment, you may call now and learn how to receive your free list of these homes. All others may call tomorrow. Every house must be sold. This is a public announcement.
Call 1-800-590-6974. That's 1-800-590-6974.
Okay, listen up, people. I'm talking to you, fans, coaches, and players. It's been brought to my attention that not all of you have been displaying good sportsmanship. I simply will not tolerate taunting, name-calling, cursing, or any behavior that shows a lack of respect. I want you to act with class and dignity at all times. After all, kids do look up to you. You're role models. Now let's get out there and show them how it's done.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
Tissue? Cry, baby.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Time. Smartphones talk free. Share minutes for free when you add a smartphone to a family share plan. And now buy an LG Vortex and get one free.
Looking to stay on top of the Mets as they gear up for 2011? With constantly updated insider info, inside, and links on all the offseason news and rumors? There's a place for that. Mets Blog, presented by Verizon, featured on SNY.TV. Trades, free agent signings. Will the Mets make any moves at the winter meetings? Kevin Burkhardt will have daily updates and exclusive interviews with Sandy Alderson live from Florida on Mets Hot Stove from the winter meetings, all next week starting Monday at 7 on SNY.
Halftime score here at the Peterson Event Center. The Panthers, ranked number 3 in the country, leading 42-29 over Ryder out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. I'm John Sanders along with Anthony Buford. A good start to the game for Ryder, just didn't last the entire half, right?
No, it didn't. Pretty soon Pitt clicked in and they got going early.
Let's take a look at some highlights. We mentioned it was a 5-0 start for Ryder, and the guy who's doing most of the damage early on wore number 2.
Well, Mike Ringgold has been a man down low. You see the plethora of moves. He's done all his damage, 7 of 8 from the field, and it's all been in close range. He's gotten to the Pitt big players, the interior guys, and really attacked them off the dribble and scored in bunches.
And, of course, for the Panthers, it was Brown who did most of their early scoring.
And he got going early, but the Panthers, such a balanced offense. You see 3 different scores right there as Wanamaker knocks down the jump shot and gives a leading score. He knocks down a couple of threes, and their offense was really cooking, and they just really executed very well.
It was very well balanced. I said 10 players scored. Actually, 9 players scored for Pittsburgh. Shooting percentage, one of the numbers that stands out in our first half stats, just 1 turnover and 14 assists. That was a terrific first half offensively for the Panthers. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out when we come back to Pittsburgh, PA after this.
Attention, if you received a shoulder pain pump after your arthroscopic surgery, there is a chance you could develop shoulder cartilage disintegration, or PAGCL.
If this has happened to you or a loved one, it's important that you call me right away. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you've been using a shoulder pain pump and now have any of these symptoms, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
If you've been using a shoulder pain pump and now have any of these symptoms, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. Call 1-800-861-2286.
Student honors include 3 Rhodes Scholars in the past 5 years.
Hail to knowledge.
Faculty distinctions include top 5 ranking in biomedical research.
Hail to discovery.
Consistently ranked overall as one of America's strongest public research universities.
Hail to excellence.
Recognized as a home to happy students.
Hail to Pitt.
What you call the greatest day of your life.
I'll be right back.
We call Tuesday. Caesars Atlantic City, routinely spectacular.
Right now, your business can get the communication solutions you need and the best value in one all-inclusive package with the Internet Voice Bundle from Optimum Lightpath. It's the only bundle that combines a 100% fully fiber optic network with advanced Ethernet-based solutions built specifically for business. And with this special offer, you get up to 3 months free. Plus, get free installation and a free managed router for a limited time. So you can get fast, reliable internet access, premium quality voice service, and a host of features to power your business applications, all for one low flat rate. We make it easy to connect and give you an installation date you can trust. Get the communication solutions your business needs with the simplicity and savings you want. Take advantage of this special offer and try the Internet Voice Bundle from Optimum Lightpath today. Get up to 3 months free for a limited time. Call or visit us online today.
Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. This is Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. And we hope all of you will join us. 42-29 as we get set to start the second half. Nothing really too surprising. You saw the balance for Pittsburgh. The leading scores, well, Ringgold, of course, was terrific. Gibbs had 8, but you also had Brown with 6 and Wanamaker with 7. Very balanced. Has not been that way for Ryder. Only 3 guys scored, and their number 1 scorer, Justin Robinson, was 0 for 8 in the first half, 0 for 4 threes, 0 for 4 twos.
Pitt's done a nice job of making sure that every one of his looks been a tough one.
Through the hands of Wanamaker, and he turns it over. Stewart tracks it down. Here's a three-pointer, bending off, and the rebound to Pittsburgh. Breakout by Wanamaker.
Yeah, bad defensive balance right there as you had Justin Robinson come down and take the jump shot. His team went in to rebound it, and no one back defensively.
Here's Gadsden, made a couple threes, gets it back underneath. How about that? All the athletic shots he hit in the first half, he misses a point-blank layup.
Yeah, had much more difficult looks in the first half.
Absolutely.
Just couldn't get that one to go.
Wanamaker tried to go inside. Gibbs has it stripped momentarily, gets it back. Panthers reverse the ball. Gibbs, the quick two. Got it. Double figures for Ashton Gibbs, 10.
And Gibbs got to know where he is on the floor. Long two right there. He just had that right foot inside the line.
Panthers now have matched their biggest lead of the afternoon, up by 17. Robinson inside, and again does not get the roll. The foul's going to go against Ashton Gibbs, so he's got a chance to get on the scoring book from the foul line, where he has been terrific, but outside today it's been a struggle.
It really has, and that time he went to the left hand, tried to finish that shot with the left, maybe hoping that he'd get something to go down. Maybe knocking down some free throws will open up the basket for Robinson, as you would expect him to be very aggressive here in this second half.
Going to have to really look for his shot. He's now made 20 out of 22 free throws. His first 2 points of the afternoon. The Panther lead is 15. Ashton Gibbs now has scored in double figures every game this year. And again, we saw this early in the game, the full court pressure from Ryder, but it really didn't have much effect.
It certainly hasn't. Pitt has done a nice job of running their press break offense to shred that press.
That's going to be number 4 on Danny Stewart. And there was an upset today as Kentucky falls for the second time. North Carolina beats them by 2. So the Tar Heels bouncing back a little bit, huh?
Yeah, the Tar Heels had struggled, but that's a nice win for them. Harrison Barnes, the ballyhooed freshman, I'd like to see how he played in that game.
Third three-pointer for Ashton Gibbs this afternoon, and the Panthers add to their lead. Up now by 18 with 18 to play. Robinson pull up at the foul line, rims out, followed by Stewart, bending no good. The rebound to McGee.
Robinson hasn't been able to get anything to fall, but you can see much more aggressive here in the second half, looking for his shot.
Brown outside, gets it back to Gibbs. Panthers in control, looking for their 9th consecutive win. Here comes Brown down the lane, hangs, shoots, misses. Weak side rebound. Penn had it, went out of bounds off of him, so the Panthers will get it back. Into the lineup now for Ryder comes Thompson, and with his 4 fouls, Stewart goes to the bench.
A tough break right there for the Bronx. You had 2 teammates fighting for the basketball, and you cannot give up possessions like that.
That's frustrating, isn't it? Almost embarrassing sometimes, because you're standing there with your buddy and it goes out of bounds off both of you.
Exactly, and now they switch over into the zone.
Shot clock winding down, though. They didn't hit. Brown will put it up and airmails it into the corner. Ryder basketball. You know, the Pitt football game is a final. They have defeated Cincinnati in the snow 28-10. But if West Virginia maintains their lead, it won't matter for the Panthers. It all depends on what UConn does tonight.
And UConn controls its own destiny for that BCS berth.
And from what we hear, most likely the Fiesta Bowl. Ringo puts up a little runner into the hands of Brown, goes the rebound, and he'll start back for Pittsburgh.
Ringold opens up 0 for 2 in the second half. He was 7 of 8 in the first.
That pass was intended for you, I think. Instead, the doc caught it over here to our right.
I almost reached over to get it now.
It's funny when it comes in slow motion, too. Those are the ones you like. You can handle those.
Exactly.
49-31 is our score.
When you watch Ryder's offense, not nearly as crisp as Pitt's.
Penn with his first basket of the second half. He has 7 on the afternoon.
Good look right there inside.
Penn with a steal and then a foul on Zana.
There's the pressure, that full court pressure paying some dividends as they get a turnover from Pitt.
And immediately into the lineup comes Lamar Patterson. Brown will head to the bench. You know, when Brown gets hot, he is almost impossible to stop, but then he can also go cold, and for the most part this year he has not shot as well as he thinks he should have.
Yeah, he's really struggled from the field. You know, as we indicated a little earlier, 35% from the field. He's a much better shooter than that.
Robinson with his first 3. All 5 of his points coming in the second half here in the first 4 minutes. Wanamaker almost had it tapped away by Robinson from behind. Sets up Gibbs.
You would expect Robinson to be more aggressive. He's going to keep looking for his shot. We talked about it. Only 3 guys scored in the first half, and he wasn't one of them.
Patterson for 3. Yes. They're so deep, Anthony, so deep.
And they do such a nice job of scoring inside and out. They've got great balance on the offensive end.
52-36. The Panthers on top by 16. That's the 4th three-pointer of the year for Moore. We'll check it for Patterson. That 3 won't go. And Zana. Well, he gets himself in good position, doesn't he, on those rebounds?
Yeah, he certainly does. Averages over 6 a game, and he seems to get them quite easily.
Wanamaker looks inside, finds McGee, up, missed the short jump hook. The loose ball comes into the hands of Penn. And now Robinson. Penn trails the play, goes baseline. Panthers cut him off. Gadsden, 3, bending off, and into the hands of McGee. Zana ahead of the pack, nice catch, draws the foul.
Gadsden tried to measure that one and get to the basketball, but was unable to get there as the Pitt Panthers draw a foul.
It's time. When Karen Richmond was first diagnosed with cancer.
So the Panthers' halftime lead was 13. They are now up by 16, and they are continuing to share the wealth.
They really are, and you take a look at this. You've got 3 different guys who are getting in the act, get some fast break and inside points right there, and then Gibbs his trademark 3 knocked down. And how about Robinson getting into the act? Excuse me. Lamar Patterson getting into that, knocking down the 3.
See, that's the problem. They've got too many guys.
Well, they've got 11 of them. They can all fill up the stat sheet, so that's a good problem to have for Jamie Dixon.
Zana miss at the line. Wanamaker now has 9 assists. That ties his season high. Zana made a couple of free throws in the first half, his only points. And there's a quick look at the zoo. So Robinson comes in as Zana goes to the bench. And remember, most of last year Robinson was a starter. Zana got his chance when Robinson was hurt early on. And Robinson continuing to play his way back into shape, and his numbers are going up in terms of playing time. Gadsden. Out to Miles. 15 on the shot clock. Game clock at 14:15.
John, you see everything is on the perimeter. There isn't anything right now that has penetrated that paint.
Well, they tried to go inside, and Woodall intercepts the pass. The lead to Wanamaker. He'll go baseline and draw the foul. That'll be the second on Anthony Miles, a freshman who's not from Philadelphia, but not too far away. He's from Dover, Delaware.
You talked about it, the Philadelphia group on the team, and then you've got a couple of players from England, Ryder, so you either got an international contingent or Philly.
Well, 4 of the starters are from Philadelphia. The guy shooting free throws is from Philadelphia. Double figures now for Brad. He's at 10.
Yeah, Brad and Bradley, Wanamaker and Gibbs, the 2 really good foul shooters for Pitt. Then from that point on, everyone else struggles.
Biggest lead of the afternoon now for Pittsburgh. They stretch it out to 19 with 14 to play. We're on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh here on our Big East Network. Along with Anthony Buford, I'm John Sanders. Tim gets inside. Miles will shoot a three. Comes up short. Woodall the rebound. A lot of one and dones, huh?
Yeah, besides Ringgold, no one else really getting anything at the basket.
And Ringgold not on the court right now. Wanamaker puts it up and hits.
And that's just too easy right there for Wanamaker as he cuts under the basket and gets the basketball 4 feet from the goal. Uses his size to just shoot the little jump hook.
That's the thing you got to remember. He is about 6'4", 6'5", so he can go inside if he needs to. Penn thought about it, tried to dump it down. A Wanamaker a steal. Long bounce pass to Robinson. Behind the back, Taylor.
There you see Pitt's ability to run. They run efficient offense, and if you turn it over, they score quickly.
That was exciting. Dramatic. There you go. Set up your teammate.
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotion, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
Honda EU Series generators are perfect for hardcore tailgaters. They provide reliable power for all sorts of things, and they're incredibly quiet.
I got this one.
Which neighbors really appreciate. Honda generators.
Bring it.
Samsung Intensity 2 for $29.99 and get one free. Or buy a BlackBerry Curve 3G for $49.99 and get one free.
No matter what the weather's like outside, it's always like summer at Harrah's Resort Atlantic City. Relax as you and your friends enjoy cocktails at our poolside paradise. Or get your thrills playing the tables, from poker to blackjack. And then dance all night in the pool after dark, the East Coast's hottest nightclub. So ignore the forecast. Getaways are always in style at Harrah's Resort Atlantic City. Grab your friends and register now for interactive cooking classes at the Viking Cooking School.
59-36. The Panthers are in front. And here's that play. Beautiful long bounce pass. You don't see that successfully done that many times.
You certainly don't. And then Robinson doing a nice job of coming behind the back. A little sauce on that pasta.
The Panthers doing it all right now as they've opened up their biggest lead of the afternoon, up by 23. Making his visit for Ryder not too pleasant. And there's the final from Morgantown. The Mountaineers 35-14. That eliminates Pitt from the BCS picture. But whether West Virginia goes to the Fiesta Bowl depends on what happens between Connecticut and the University of South Florida tonight. Robinson rimming in. That's using all of the iron, isn't it?
Certainly is. That was a difficult shot right there. A challenge three.
Wanamaker back heel hangs and rolls it home. It'll count.
Both rims awfully generous those last two possessions. You get the ball swirling around the rim and it falls in. You see the nice hard drive. You got to get the basketball under control when they're on the fast break coming at you. The first rule, stop the basketball.
Wanamaker with 15 points, make it 16. And he has had a very good second half, 9 points here in this half.
And he's going to be approaching a double-double. You mentioned he had 9 assists. He certainly didn't get credit for the long pass because Nasir Robinson threw it behind his back.
Well, this is not hockey, so you don't give 2 assists on those plays.
Exactly.
You only get 1. Robinson outside. He's picked it up in the second half. Has 8 after a scoreless 0 for 8 first half. Ringgold works inside. Puts it up. Count it.
He had 2 easier shots earlier, didn't get those to go, and how about he makes one
exactly
where he's fouled and he's falling backwards. As you see, he's the only post threat for the Bronx. You see the young man working, going with the up and under, and how about Taylor just standing his ground, but he still draws a foul against him.
Not a foul shooter. 8 of 19 on the year.
Yeah, that release right there, not very good looking at all. Came in shooting 44%.
Taylor with a jam. Double figures for him. And Wanamaker has his 7th double-double of his career, first of the season. Well, he is in double figures, assists and scoring here this afternoon. He's been impressive.
He certainly has. He's always been a stat sheet stuffer. You know, he likes to get in and does a lot of things for this basketball team.
But, you know, you look at 2 guys, McGee and Wanamaker, they both had to wait their turn. You know, that's the way they do it here at Pittsburgh. You're not usually a star as a freshman on this team. Gadsden inside. Which way's this one going to go? It's an offensive foul. Number 2 on Novar Gadsden. 11:29 left here in Pittsburgh.
Want a better way to track what you spend? PNC Virtual Wallet now comes with Spending Zone. It organizes all your spending, including your PNC debit card, credit card, and your bills. So you can view them by category or by month. You can set a budget, and it'll even alert you when you're getting close to the amount you've set and when you've gone over. Spending Zone is built to help you keep better track of your spending. Experience everything Virtual Wallet has to offer at pncvirtualwallet.com. PNC, for the achiever in us all.
Here's a myth. Having an insurance agent costs you more money. The truth? An Allstate agent can save you a bundle by helping you get all of the discounts you deserve. Discounts for safe driving, anti-lock brakes, owning a new car, paying electronically, having more than one policy, and more. All told, the Good Hands offer more than 30 different car and home insurance discounts. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
Are you ready for your talk, sir?
Just going over how Geico helps people save in even more ways. With good driver discounts, multi-car discounts, defensive driver discounts.
You! Oh, don't act like you don't recognize me. Toledo? 03?
No, it's...
It's too late, Stanley.
Actually, miss, my name's not Stanley.
Oh. Oh, I am so sorry. From behind you look just like him. I'm just...
Well, I'd hate to be Stanley.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Big East basketball on SNY. Your all-access conference pass with over 100 Big East basketball matchups, including the men's and women's game of the week. Plus, in-depth pre, half, and post-game coverage for select primetime matchups. All on SNY, the TV home of Big East basketball. Coming up, the Friars look for a win at home as they host the Runnin' Rams at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, University of Rhode Island at Providence. Coming up next on SNY.
It's something we all miss tremendously, just to be entertained for hours on end with his stories and his sense of humor. And we try to do everything we can to help promote the V Foundation.
And we hope you'll help us beat cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Log on to jimmyv.org or 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate, and we hope you will join us in this very important week. Inside, all alone, and he'll go to the line. Brown gets the nice pass. The good finish. His first points in the second half. The basket is good. And the foul is called on Mansell. Patrick Mansell into the lineup for the first time this afternoon. 66-41. The Panthers in control. And he got the roll on the free throw.
Pitt's so versatile on the offensive end. There isn't really one guy you can focus on. Maybe Ashton Gibbs if you want to stop them from knocking down threes, but they can score and hurt you in so many ways. That time going to Brown down low.
Ringgold has it taken away by Woodall. Falling down finds Robinson, and Ringgold with a foul from behind and crashes into the cameraman.
Our guy hanging in there like a quarterback in the pocket. As you see, coming into your living room, Nasir Robinson, they come right into the cameraman, but he hangs in like a quarterback getting ready to take that hit.
Robinson will get 2 at the foul line. He is 1 for 3 this afternoon from the stripe. Another good crowd on hand. They sell out every game. Let's take a look at our Big East leaders, brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all. And Kemba Walker's in one league, everybody else is in the other.
Yeah, he has certainly been phenomenal. Had a triple-double the other night with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. So he's continued the excellent play as he's come back from Maui.
Nice alley-oop inside and a good finish by Danny Stewart. But for Stewart, his first points of the afternoon.
Slowly but surely, some of the other guys on the Ryder Bronx team join in this game.
Well, for a while, it was only 2, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Taylor gets inside. He's got a dozen.
Pitt
Today's Big East game is being produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Here comes Robinson on a drive. Count it. Well, Robinson, as you pointed out, a lot more active here in the second half.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive here in the second half, looking to get himself in the scoring column. His quickness allowed him to get past Nasir Robinson right there. Difficult to handle on the perimeter.
All 10 of his points have come here in the second half. He did not make a basket in the first half, and sophomore J.J. Richardson has checked into the lineup for Pittsburgh. So Robinson now with 11, the senior from London, England, making his 100th start for Ryder this afternoon. 69-46, Panthers in control.
Robinson came in averaging nearly 16 points a game, and the way he's been shooting the ball here in the second half, or at least being aggressive, he's probably going to get close to his average.
Robinson outside. Shot clock at 10. Robinson into the lane. Dishes it off to Brown. It's knocked out of bounds. The Panthers will keep it with 6 on the shot clock. Just inside 10 minutes left. We are over halfway finished with this afternoon's game. Panthers looking forward, no doubt headed to their 9th win in a row. Brown for 3 from straight away. Kicks high in the air. He did beat the shot clock, but the rebound is tracked down. Robinson with a good feed underneath. And again, good patience by Mike Ringgold, who's got 18 this afternoon.
Yeah, John, utilizing the shot fake again. He has a plethora of moves down there in the paint at 6'7", able to get his game off against a much taller Pitt Panthers.
69-48, Pittsburgh comfortably in front. And a reminder for Panther basketball fans, you can catch Pitt as they compete in the doubleheader featuring Auburn, Rutgers, Tennessee in the DirecTV SEC Big East Invitational December 11 at the Consol Energy Center here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For tickets and more information, visit secbigeastinvitational.com. Consol building brand new, home of the Penguins. First basketball game ever was played there this week as the Panthers defeated Duquesne in the city game, the annual battle, which will continue to be played there. Now, in the old days, Anthony, the Panthers used to play people like Georgetown, Syracuse, big opponents in the Civic Arena. But since they got this great building, they don't do that anymore. Zana from the corner, got it.
Nice looking shot right there from the baseline by Zana. You know, Pitt just they've got weapons. The front court, the back court, just everywhere on the floor. They're very, very difficult to defend on the offensive end.
Robinson against Woodall. Trip was called on Zana. That'll be his third foul. Fans say, what was that? He just slipped and fell down. Well, they called a trip.
You know the home fans never agree with the officials.
No, they don't. Ever. The Oakland Zoo, and they call it at Ryder the Bronx Zoo.
We haven't heard from Gatson in a while. He's kind of been silent here in the second half.
You're right. He had 10 points in the first half, none here. Robinson stripped away and a foul called on Brown. That'll be the first this afternoon on Gilbert, who wears number 5 now. The first 2 years he was here, he wore number 11. Did you ever go through that, a number change? You got unhappy with your number? Or what about when you changed schools? Did you get a new number?
Yeah, I did. That's when I changed number. Went from 23 to 22 to 23. But it was because they were retired numbers that we were dealing with.
Okay. So right. Then when you left, they re-retired those numbers,
No,
right?
No. I didn't wear any retired numbers. But Ryder doing a much better job here in at least the last couple of minutes of cutting to the basket and throwing the ball towards the goal versus just settling for jump shots.
9 points now for Brandon Penn. Another product of Philadelphia. Ashton Gibbs is checked back on, handling in backcourt with J.J. Moore right now. This is Moore. Sets up Gibbs, Zana, and also Richardson on the court right now. So many different options with all these players.
And during this time of the year is the best time to really experience or experiment with different combinations. Jamie Dixon doing that.
Richardson comes up short from the side. Here is Robinson back the way. And a nice lead pass that time to Stewart. His second field goal in the second half. And they've cut that 26-point lead now down to 19.
Jamie Dixon not happy with his team's defensive transition. Doesn't like to give up easy buckets to anyone.
Still just under 8 minutes left here in the second half. Zana outside to Brown. Richardson, short jump shot, and that one comes up empty. Ringgold goes to work, missed the shot, and he gets it back and turns it over.
He stayed after it, very aggressive, just couldn't get the basketball in the goal.
Brown gets it back. That's a 3 from Moore, and it's good. 5th of the year for J.J. Moore. And the Panthers back out to a 74-52 lead as we wind down to 7 minutes. 10th different Panther to score. Stewart makes the catch and finishes off the glass.
Well, the defensive pressure for Pitt has kind of gone down a little bit as Ryder has done a much better job of scoring at the goal.
Well, when you get up by almost 30, though, I think it's sometimes hard, isn't it, to keep that kind of pressure going?
It's hard, but Jamie Dixon doesn't expect it to stop. I guarantee you that.
Gilbert Brown now in double figures with 11. 4 Panthers now in double figures. Ringgold loves to work that baseline. Bangs his way inside and rolls home the jump home.
So you see when he's in the ball game, they make a concerted effort to get him the ball on the block and let him work.
I think he's going to be a good player in that Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
No question about it. 6'7", got 20 points here in this ball game.
Came in averaging 13. Just inside 6 to play here in the Peterson Event Center. Gibbs, line drive, rims off. And it was saved, but right into the hands that time of Moore, and he couldn't finish. It'll take us to a break. It's the Panthers by 20 with 5:46 left in Pittsburgh.
Overstock.com
has everything you need.
Designer clothes and memory foam for underneath the tree. Many gifts to choose,
like housewares, rugs, and shoes. Diamond rings and lots of things that everyone
can use.
Oh, 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 the big, big O.
ease of mind.
Gifts for dad and mom.
And right now, your entire order ships for free.
Two of the nation's top-notch college basketball conferences face off in the 4th annual DirecTV SEC Big East Invitational, December 8th at Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. First, the Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Seton Hall Pirates, and then the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame battle the Kentucky Wildcats in this premier doubleheader. Tickets are going fast. Call 1-800-745-3000, go to Ticketmaster.com, or log on to SECBigEastInvitational.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez here at Coin Galleries of Oyster Bay.
Now is the time with gold at historic highs to cash in your gold jewelry.
So whether you're buying or selling, deal with the best.
Stop by one of our 4 locations or host your own cash in your gold party. No gimmicks. It's simple. We just pay the highest prices for your gold jewelry.
Come visit my teammates at Coin Galleries of Oyster Bay.
Voted #1 gold buyer on Long Island. Now in 4 locations.
With IOTV, I catch all my favorite sports in HD. No extra charge. Sometimes, all at once. And sometimes, I just need to see what's new on demand. I manage my Optimum voice from my computer.
Mark, it's Sophie. Call me.
And I see who's calling me on my TV. Hey, Sophie.
For millions, the most innovative TV, internet, and phone services in America are all right here at Optimum.
5:46 remaining, 76-56 here in Pittsburgh, along with Anthony Buford. I'm John Sanders. You know, you mentioned it earlier. Panthers came in averaging 17 more rebounds per game than their opponent, and they've now gone through this entire season with 10-plus difference in every game they've played.
And they're not quite there yet with that difference, but you know, that's truly been the strength of this team, rebounding the basketball. And when you can get your team extra opportunities, they've been a bear on the offensive glass, that can only help, and they're the best in the country at it.
Moore off the bench with 4. Two at the line for J.J. Moore. He's a freshman out of Brentwood, New York. Panthers now back up by 22. Their halftime lead was 13, and they have been continually adding to that in the second half with 5.5 to go.
And Jamie Dixon has gone back to 4 of his starters.
Penn is fouled by Wanamaker. That'll be the first foul on Brad this afternoon.
Looks like Penn's going to earn himself 3 foul shots using the shot fake. Wanamaker's giving the official a stare, not happy with that call.
Penn misses number 1. He had been 13 of 17 from the line. Pretty good foul shooting.
He has a nice looking stroke right there. Good rotation on the ball. You would expect that the opportunity to get 3 free ones at the foul line, he'd take the opportunity to cash all 3 of those in.
Well, for the Bronx, he's the 4th player in double figures. Did you find was it tough to shoot 3 free throws at one time?
No, because in practice you typically are shooting 10 at a time.
That's true. Panthers control the scoreboard. The clock winding down to 5. Here's Wanamaker. Off the screen by McGee, and it won't go. Rebound on the weak side. Pretty good one that time by Brandon Penn. Here comes Robinson racing in. Lost it. And it's saved. Kept alive that time by Gadsden. Left hand, the three-pointer rattled home. That's Miles. His 7th three-pointer of the season. 78-61. Panthers leading. First 5 points of the afternoon were scored by Ryder, but since then Pitt, after a 9-0 run, has been in control. Boy, good look one way, then went back the other way. And set up Zana inside. The foul is going to be called on Gadsden.
You know, Wanamaker's decision making has been great. You see, he doesn't force the penetration. He stops at the foul line and finds his teammate on the cut, but uses a nice ball fake to draw the defense and open up a passing lane. He has been phenomenal with his decision making in this game today.
Zana speaks 5 different languages. Originally from Nigeria, a high school in Maryland, and now playing here in Pittsburgh as a redshirt freshman. $79-61 with 4:36 to go, and I'm not sure what language he expresses a miss at the free throw line.
Well, I tell you what, if he's going to use some bad language, he better change it from English so the officials don't hear it.
Ryder will take a 30-second timeout. With 4:30 remaining in the game, the Panthers are in control and have been a comfort zone, but again, Jamie Dixon sending some messages to some players that he was not that happy with. See what's coming up for the Pittsburgh Panthers. They played a tough schedule already. Delaware State on the 8th. Then that big ACC Big East battle against Tennessee here at the Console Center. Maryland Eastern Shore, American, and then look forward to December the 27th because UConn will be right here in this building. Panthers very close to their season average. They're scoring at a rate of 82 a game, and they're sitting on 79 with 4.5 to play.
Yeah, all their numbers are pretty much consistent with what they've been doing this year, holding opponents right around 61, 62 points a game and scoring at about 82.
Robinson racing in and draws the push. Third foul on Trayvon Woodall. Robinson looking at a 1-and-1.
Yeah, at this point, Jamie Dixon just wants to make sure his kids do not fall into any bad habits as they close out this ball game.
Missed the front end. McGee has the rebound.
He doesn't miss foul shots that often. He came in shooting 90% from that line, so
it's been one of those afternoons for him.
It certainly has.
He did pick it up in the second half to score 11 after failing to score a point in the first half. Over the top, McGee off the glass. Tried to tip it back in, and it is tipped into the Pitt bench, and the Panthers will keep it. With a fresh clock, checking back in is Ringgold for the Ryder Bronx. Panthers are leading.
Achievement gets points for living life. Earn PNC points for your credit and debit card purchases. Find out more at pnc.com/getpoints. PNC, for the achiever in us all.
Hey guys, you should have seen my dad. He screamed at the referee the whole game.
My dad used a lot of swear words. We watched the game on TV and my dad called the coach a jerk.
Well, my mom says the refs are dumb.
Dummy. My mom just gets embarrassed.
My dad says the quarterback stinks. Come on, butthead. How about completing a pass?
Loser! When I grow up, I'm gonna be just like my dad.
Samsung Intensity 2 for $29.99 and get one free. Or buy a BlackBerry Curve 3G for $49.99.
Tonight, a huge game for the UConn football team, a win, and they're BCS bowl bound. We'll have complete coverage, plus the latest from the burn up. Geico Sports Night, 10-1.
Looking for Rex Ryan's postgame comments?
I don't care what the coverage. I mean, that was a great throw and a great catch.
Or hear what Mark Sanchez had to say about that big play?
Get your work done, but have fun with it.
There's a place for that.
Today's Big East Network game from Pittsburgh has been brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all, and by the 4th annual DirecTV SEC Big East Invitational, December 8th and 11th, both in Louisville and Pittsburgh. Panthers in control with 3:52 remaining in the second half, about to improve their season record to 9-0 and win their 53rd consecutive home game against a non-conference foe. Rebound is reeled in by Gadsden. Here comes Robinson on the run down the lane, tried to go inside and kicked off Gibbs out of bounds, so it'll be Ryder basketball.
Pitt coming out taking some quick shots against the zone defense. They did a much better job early on moving the basketball.
That's 22 for Ringgold, who has matched his career high. Here's Robinson starting back. Spots and it rattles out. McGee tracks down the loose ball and draws a foul.
Robinson has really struggled. I mean, he's had about 4 shots go in, look like they were going in, and just come right out.
Danny Stewart has fouled out of the game. He'll leave with 6 points.
He's going to get the left-right chant from the zoo behind us. So that you ever foul out, that's the one thing you never want to hear is your marching orders to the bench.
McGee with 4 points. They all came in the first half. He's not made a foul shot so far this afternoon. And he gets the roll on number 1. Maryland, Baltimore County, Drexel, and then in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, they'll play Manhattan for a second time on January 3rd. So it's kind of a strange conference schedule, isn't it?
But with the way, with teams starting playing so early, and you got so many games starting, that the season really opening up in the early part of November, and all the different preseason tournaments, just kind of makes it a little difficult scheduling now.
Here's Wanamaker. 3 is on the way and good.
Ring up Wanamaker for another assist right there.
He's having a pretty good afternoon. Ashton Gibbs now has matched him with 16. McGee now has 10 rebounds. Robinson lost it on his way in.
Looks like Robinson is holding his elbow as he's running down the floor.
Well, McGee wound up with it and draws a foul. That's 4 fouls on Gadsden. And you're right, Robinson is in some pain. McGee back to the line for 2 more.
Thought he took a hit on that last drive to the basket, but nothing was called. Off to the races.
Well, the official, Michael Stevens, said it was all ball. You saw the sign right there that he got all ball.
He must have gotten hit on a funny bone somewhere, because it looked like there was a play on the basketball and nothing on the elbow. So it's a little, he may have hurt himself going up with that shot. Last thing you want to do in a game that's a little out of reach near the end of the ball game is get hurt.
Now McGee goes to the bench with 2:20 to play.
Has done his job. Jamie Dixon wants him to guard that basket and rebound the basketball. And, whenever you can get double figures in the rebounding department, you're doing a nice job on the glass.
Brown tips it out of bounds. 16 on the shot clock. And the Bronx of Ryder from the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference will keep the basketball. Remember, they scored the first 5 points of the game this afternoon. And there's another good inside baseline move. So he adds to it is a career high 24 points for Ringgold. He has been impressive, huh?
Well, you know he wanted to come in and impress his former high school teammate.
Right. I think he's done that.
He's been a monster down low.
Robinson, the turnaround, too strong. Tried to get it back. Loose ball. Wanamaker has it. Well, the Panthers keep it. They get a fresh clock. Minute and a half to go. Here in Pittsburgh, some of the fans have headed out into the chill. Jamie Dixon looking for win number 197. No, that's no good. I think it was going to go in anyway, don't you?
Yeah, it was going to drop in, and Wanamaker giving Taylor a stare like, what are you doing? You see he goes in, shoots the little floater. Well, it may have come out. It's hard to tell, but it certainly was inside the ring.
Now the Panthers will go to the bench and bring in Nick Rivers, one of their walk-ons. Woodall will go to the bench. And also checking in is Aaron Nwankwo, number 15. He is here on an academic scholarship with a 4-point grade average.
And both teams clearing the bench right now. It's got all reserves in the game for the most part.
On both sides. Mansell is back in. Short with a 3-point attempt. Rivers from the corner, bends out.
You see the Pitt Panther faithful.
Ndiazuma is also checked in. Dara Ndiazuma lost out of bounds. It'll still be Rider basketball. Ndiazuma is from Nigeria, as is Talib Zana.
You know it's playground basketball time right now. Shots are going to come from anywhere. There won't be any offense run at this particular point in the game.
It's about a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It doesn't really matter at this point. Thompson working outside, goes inside, and there's the miss by Ndiazuma. The Panthers on their way to number 9 on the season. Inside, good feed and a nice finish by Robinson. And Jamie Dixon will be sitting at 197. But he's still got some obstacles in the way of 200 wins, and one of those would be Tennessee next week in the Console Center. That will be a full test for Jamie, who played at TCU and was instrumental in the Horned Frogs coming into the Big East in 2 years. As we showed you at halftime. He and the director of athletics, Chris Del Conte, good friends. That's a 3. He's got 5 on the season, and that's going to end it.
Pitt played very, very well, executed very, very good early in the game, and got this one put out of reach long before it was over.
87-68. Back after this.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
Third-ranked Pittsburgh Panthers go to 9-0. 87-68 is the final score in the Peterson Event Center on this Saturday afternoon. We're happy to be joined by head coach Jamie Dixon. got some guys we want to talk to you about, Coach. Wanamaker with a double-double. I thought he was terrific this afternoon.
He really was. You know, he had a tough game last game with the foul trouble. He never really got going, and then obviously he came out here tonight, and it was good to see him. 11 assists. He really controlled the game with his passing, and it was what I was excited about was our assist-to-turnover ratio. Last game, and really this whole year, I think our turnovers been too high, and that was our focus this week, so we got it down to 6.
Well, obviously you did, and then Wanamaker was terrific. He made the baskets when he needed to, but I thought he really controlled the tempo pretty well while he was out there.
He did. He made a good penetration. He jump stopped, and he made good decisions in the paint, and we did a pretty good job passing. I thought we were pretty good offensively. I wish we could have defended a little better, but you know, it's when you have a big lead all the way through, and they're a good offensive team. They kind of space you out. They got 5 guys on floor, usually can shoot it, or Ringgold in there who can score. So they're a good team.
Rebounding-wise, your team has been one of the best in the country, if not the best.
Yeah.
Is that something that every day you've really worked on?
Yeah, it was our goal this summer to be the best rebounding team in the country, and right now the numbers indicate that we are. But, you know, we didn't do it as well tonight, I thought, and that had a lot to do with our defense and layups, and you can't get those rebounds. So that was something that we need to go in and address tonight, and then be ready to go in our next couple as we go forward. So, you know, you got to defend to get good rebounding numbers, and that was the case today. They offensively are a good team. They space you and they spread you out, so you got to go into the glass from the perimeter oftentimes, and that's something that we got to be constantly aware of.
We're going to look at some tape of Ashton Gibbs, who started maybe a little bit slowly, but he got it going at 16 points, 8 in each half, and finally got that 3 on track.
Yeah, he did, and you know, he's patient, let things come to him. Obviously, we got off to a pretty good lead early, and just kind of let things come to us a little better, I thought, offensively, and that's why our assist turnovers were much better, and there was some improvement in that area. So I thought for the most part it was very good. This is a team that's beat USC, it's beat TCU. They're a good team, and they just won at Manhattan. So they're a good team, and they'll win a lot of games, and maybe the best team in that conference in the MAC out there. So we'll see what happens.
And we got the story from Chris Del Conte about your visit down there for the football game, and the fact that you're basically the man behind the move for TCU to the Big East. How does that feel?
I don't know. Did you talk to Chris? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild how it all came about, but it's funny. When I thought about it was when I was out in Hawaii, when I was in late August, and that's what I thought when there was some shuffling going on, and what was going to happen in 2 schools I care dearly about was TCU and Hawaii, and so that's kind of how it came about. I called up. Everybody thought I was crazy. Chris thought I was crazy, and so did a lot of the Big East guys first when I first mentioned it to him. But hey, I think it all worked out great.
It worked out.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
All
thanks.
Right. Thank you very much, Jamie Dixon, joining us. The Panthers win at 87-68. For Anthony Buford and our entire Big East Network crew, I'm John Sanders. For more information on ESPN Plus, log on to ESPNplus.com. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Regional Television, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports.